Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome to the Expanse discussion, usually with Jayne Theory, but today, unfortunately, Jayne is at a family function, and I didn't realize that until a few minutes ago, but she might hop on in a bit. But for now, Scott is here, and we're going to be talking the Expanse a little bit. How are you, Scott?
I am good. You might hear children screaming in the background. Just ignore it and keep talking Expanse.
Oh my goodness. Okay, no problem, because you might hear my neighbors doing construction. So it's just one of those days today.
It's one of those days, yeah.
Yeah, but the show must go on, right? So I'm here to entertain either way. We got Scott Murphy in the chat saying hi, hello. He doesn't seem to want you here, but
Scott Murphy loves me. He loves me.
That's okay. We love Scott. Scott is great.
We're Scots.
I know, right? You guys, yeah.
Have
the same name. It's weird though, because Scott and I, like Sporking News podcast, Scott and I don't usually get along on a lot of things.
No.
But I think Scott is now becoming one of my favorite people in the whole crew. So yeah, especially after everybody piled on me for muting myself, except you. I was like, you know what? I feel like Scott is my new friend. So
yeah, I saw a video of that. I was supposed to do something with that, I guess. Steven wants to get you good with that still. Just a heads up. And he's going to try to use me to do it. Me to do it.
Are you going to participate in that? Because if you don't, then we can be best friends.
Okay, BFFs it is.
Yeah, just letting you know. Where do your loyalties lie, Scott?
Right.
Okay. Here we go. Oh, we got Titan in the chat saying smash the like button, please do.
Nice.
We got somebody new here. I've never seen you before. Zax. Hello, Zax.
What is going on?
Nice to see. Oh my goodness! Look who we got here.
Hello.
It's Jayne. Hi, Jayne.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Good, thanks. Guess what, Runner? I'm selective with who I highlight and what I highlight, so you won't be getting the other one highlighted. Thank you very much. Do I sound muted now? No, I'm not. So
clear as a bell.
There we go. So let's get the show on the road, because I know you guys both have things to do, lives to lead, children around, and at family functions and all that good stuff. So let's just let me share my screen. I can do this. I'm not going to boomer this. I had it all pulled up and ready to go. Okay, here we go. Oh, let me just mute this though. Oh yeah, I didn't share sound, so that's not going to be a problem, is it?
No.
All right. So, so the show started very interestingly with Marcos finding out that Naomi is Naomi's message has changed.
Yeah.
And that was an interesting scene. And I always love the space scene, especially when it starts out with the spaceships. I'm like, ooh.
Mm-hmm. And they're so cool.
Cool. There's the flotilla. Yes, so cool. And then there he is, just finding stuff out. Let me just.
How tall is this guy?
He seems kind of short.
Does he?
Very, very short.
He seems short to me.
He looks like he has shoulder pads too. I love his talent as an actor is fantastic. You feel his psychotic, sociopathic ways. But every time I see a shot like this of him, I'm like, you're so little. You're so little.
Yeah,
well, maybe that's why he's so upset.
Yeah, he's got Napoleon syndrome.
Yep. That's the first thing I ever tweeted about him.
That he's got Napoleon syndrome?
Yeah.
That's funny. Hi, Keith. Thanks for being here. Zach said it's his favorite episode of the season, and you sound great. Excellent. I hope I didn't misgender you. So here we go. Then, he's just being his badass self and gets a message from that other badass lady from the other ship, talking about talking about the message being changed. And then we got Balix here, who I'm just going to skip ahead for a minute and say that I feel like they may kill off Alex next episode.
I hope not.
I hope not too, but I have a theory that they're going to do it because you know how they want to get rid of him in season 6. So now that they're...
What is that all about?
apparently he got me too'd, man. He got me too'd. Apparently he's been indecent with several fans and also people who worked with him. It's all very weird. But yeah, so he got me too'd. And then so they fired him because they were like, we don't want you back on season 6. Although it's all very hush hush, so we don't know what's gonna happen. But so I feel like, because now in this scene when they were like, oh, we're gonna be the first ones there, like, you know, Rossi's not gonna get there faster, like we're gonna get there faster. I feel like if they go there, they might, well, he might die.
But you right if your ship explodes in terms of coming in proximity with Naomi's ship.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's, well, I don't know, but that's the thing though. Then my theory kind of goes out the door because she's still in the ship too. Like,
yeah, she has to live.
Yeah, she has to live. Like, there's no way that they're gonna go, hi, Dimogenite. They're gonna go without her.
Big T.
The pimp himself is here.
Yes, Pimpalicious. I haven't. You know what? I haven't streamed with him in a really long time. I love Dimogenite.
He's not saying hi to you.
He's not at all. That's fine.
He doesn't even acknowledge your existence.
I didn't even get snipped yet, so I can't even be considered a pretty lady yet.
Oh my god. Okay, so yeah, moving on to Balix here. They're talking about, oh my god, like, what are we gonna do? Like, why did the message change and all this stuff? And of course, Mr. Holden, as I predicted, was all, well, we're gonna go find out what happened because, you know, like, Naomi's my girlfriend and, you know, I love her and all that stuff.
Yeah, all with a look. Just the look he does it. He doesn't even have to say anything.
Exactly. I was just about to say that there's this one scene where Bull is like something about the fuel or maybe not having enough fuel. And he looks at him like, well, you better find some.
Exactly.
Yeah,
he's like,
I remember that scene. I'm trying to find it.
He's like, I'll go readjust that right now. You know, like,
yeah,
you better not say what I think you're about to say.
Look at this. Look at his face. He's just like,
yeah, he scowls.
Yeah, he's got that sexy scowl going on there for sure.
Absolutely.
Like, yum. Okay, and then Naomi starts doing weird things because I was like, what the hell is going on? So she like gets some sort of droplets of water on her thing or something.
Yeah, the ice or something. She scrapes
trying to get rusty water.
Trying to get some water.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess that okay, and then so for some, she sees something on this wire thing, like it's water, right? Like a droplet of water.
No, that's wiring.
Oh, is that wiring? Okay,
I think it's wiring, and she realizes she can get it and use that to
it's cut.
Yeah,
right. Oh, and then get into the helmet. I'm sorry, because I don't know what happened in the end, and I guess we'll get there when we get there, but. She like started clanking on the pipes and I was like, is she trying to get the water out? Like, what is she trying to do? I don't
so think about it. How long has she been on that ship for with no food, no water?
A while.
You know, so she is going into the areas where there's no atmosphere, where the, you know, space is freezing, whatever water they have. And she's scraping it. And you could tell when it was on her little screen, it was rusty, nasty water. Like she's doing whatever it takes to stay alive.
She was being a survivor for sure. She was like, I'm gonna freaking suck this like water thing off. I was like, damn, girl.
And I think too,
I would do the same thing.
Part of it too is that she's injured, so she's probably dehydrated a lot more than she might otherwise be, because I don't think she's been up there a very long time. But if you add the fact that her body has taken such an incredible toll with everything she's been through.
Right.
She's going to need some sort of hydration to stay alive.
Yeah. I mean, all the time she's running out of air is stressful, and she's probably perspiring and losing water. So yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yeah. And like, I mean, well, she flew through space. So I think like she's extremely dehydrated because she had that radiation thing happen. So I'm guessing like pretty much all the liquid in her body's like been evaporated because like, you know, it's weird to do that. I've never done it. I don't know.
And all the burns.
Yeah, exactly. Hello, Lord Thoth.
What up?
By the way, there's a civil war going on now in Rogue Entertainment. If you're not aware, and Scott has chosen his side. It's mine, and so is Jayne.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I've learned not to go against you, ladies.
There we go. There we go. Zach says Scott Murphy. I mean, physically, no tattoos and more compact than I expected. Oh, I guess that was from another conversation. I'm sorry. Okay, so then we catch up with Aimless Amos, as I'd like to call him. But now he has a name. He's trying to get to space. And he and his armless friend, fly his little drone ship to this compound, like the rich people's island, and then they go here, and they find out, there's staff from the previous, like from the rich people, that are just like hunkered down because there's no rescue, there's nothing going on, it's winter. And that's the other thing that I found out, like my husband and I were talking about, like, cause Jayne, how we were talking about last episode, a few episodes ago, like why it's so, like it feels like it's going to be like the end of the world or something like that,
Right.
like after that commentary impact. And he explained to me that it's actually very likely that within a week, you basically go through, like if you have a massive commentary impact, which they had like 2 or 3 of, that you basically go through a nuclear winter within a week. So because everything like
kicks up all the dust.
Exactly, the comet dust and all the like the planetary dust and everything that's like blocking out the sun, that's why it's so cold. And it was already winter as well, so they're going through a nuclear winter is what's going on.
Yep.
The thing about this scene that just bothered me was that they are in a house, a mansion. I'm sure it had plenty of food, and
they had some.
They should be fine there. They should be comfortable where they are. Why are they?
I do agree with you on that. Like,
but
how long has it been?
It's been like 2 or 3 weeks, I think.
Okay, so they're staffing a house over the winter, meaning whatever, in the storage hasn't been touched. Like I would assume that in this type of rich house, they could last longer than a couple weeks on food. Now, with new crew being there, I get that, but everybody's like, we're running out of food. Like, does no one have food for more than a couple days worth? Come on, stop out, people.
I think what's going on is that they have like, because they were explaining that they're the winter staff. And so like the rich people leave and they leave the island, right? So they only have a little amount of food in their pantries and stuff like that for the staff and stuff like that are staying there. They're not like completely stocked up. And what happens is because they're not getting any more coming in and there's been no rescue teams and stuff like that, these people are freaking out because they're like, well, what's going to happen? Like, when's the rescue ship coming? Like, when's anyone coming to rescue us? Because it seems like there's nothing going on. And that's why they're freaking out. So, and I mean, I think it would take a little bit more time, but did you see how lavishly they started eating right away too? And I was like,
that's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm saying. Like, they're like, everybody's like, we have no food, but yes, I understand they're a winter staff, but these houses are mansions. Like their pantries must have a couple extra things of olives that they could have cracked into. You know what I mean? Like, I can understand like the battery side.
Yeah, when they started feeding everybody, they had like a feast, and I was like, "This is weird. Like, why are you guys like?"
I can understand I can understand perishable stuff that die. Like 2 weeks later is now not good. But you're trying to tell me they don't have enough canned stuff in a rich person's house? Like, drink, dehydrated milk or whatever that stuff is you put in, baking stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, my husband's really smart, and he's like well read into the whole nuclear winter apocalypse stuff because he's like really into conspiracy theories, and he's like, I know he knows all about cometary impacts and like what they do. Yeah, so that's like his jam. And if you're interested in finding out about some of that stuff and exactly what happened on Earth, read the book Cosmic Winter by Victor Klub.
Nice.
It's a great.
Ask your husband if he believes in the comet strike during the Younger Dryas. I would like to know what he thinks.
Okay, write me that in a DM, and I will ask him that. And Shellback is here and says, "I know this is Jayne Theory's tagline, but hey guys, can we please get that line, Jayne? Jayne.
Hey guys."
She refused.
Hey,
she was like, "Oh, there you go, there you go, there you go, Shellback. Only for you." Hey, Culture. No one has mentioned that at all.
nope.
I don't understand what's going on. So then
That
they
may
like
be
walk.
why they listened to her for no reason. She gave the worst
Oh,
advice.
this one? This girl?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, worst advice ever. I agree with you. I was like, what the hell is she thinking? And what are they all thinking? But then they walked into this like really nice shuttle, and I was like, that's a nice shuttle.
Yes.
And then of course,
Can I just say something about that?
yeah, of
Amos,
course.
like Amos is using her as his like moral compass, and this is not the time to have a moral compass. Like,
no,
she is a moron. She's a moron. Like, we got to be a tribe. Like, no, you need to get to the lunar surface. Screw everybody.
I agree with you. And it's not even so much that I don't agree. Like, I agree with the fact that she wanted to take like innocent people with them.
I get that.
But the one
the armed
thing
guards?
yeah, but the one thing I didn't agree with was when she was like, let him go. Like, oh my God.
Yeah.
It's just
That's not shit, even though I could bite my cheek and rip off half everybody's arms. Whatever.
Right. And it's like, no, of course they're gonna leave.
But it was also
and come
let them
back
go with their
people.
weapons.
Exactly.
Right.
Thank you, Jayne. It's like, what are you doing? And of course they're gonna go and come back with reinforcements and more weapons. What are you people thinking? I would have, if I was the armless guy, I would have been like, nah, you don't listen, just shoot. Like the armed people. Like, I would have been like,
he's the one in charge of the group. I would have been like, no, kill them all.
Kill them all. Kill them all. I'm sorry. But then, so we'll get to that scene. We'll get to that. That was terrible. And then Avasarala finds out that that dude bombed the station, so he did do it. And of course, her husband is dead, so she gets all pissed off at this guy. Like, oh my God, you asshole! I can't believe you did that. And then,
see, I can't blame him though. He's a military. That's his job. Military, like. You know, actions. So what is he supposed to do? Be like, no, we shouldn't hit anybody. No, he was asked to speak plainly. He spoke plainly. He did what he's supposed to do. It's her job to talk this guy out of it. This president or whatever they call him is just the secretary is just a moron. Like, he's very dry. He seems like he doesn't have any feelings.
And Scott says the armless guy, he was the only one that was being realistic about everything. Yeah, I agree. And no one listened to him. Only thing that I would have done if I was him was actually take charge and be like, no, motherfuckers, this is my army here. We're gonna.
That's what I mean. Like I know Amos is like a badass, but it's like him and her versus all of them. Like, and they don't know how badass she is. Like, she's just like, I don't know. She went from straight up killer to like raindrops and roses. And
yeah, right. Oh my God, that was so funny. Yeah, it's true. Like, E. Clay is agreeing, or tie him up until you leave at least. Yeah, like, don't let them like just go back for reinforcement. Zax also agrees. Amos should have stopped them. Like, yeah, like that was so weird. And then so Avasarala, though, is not having any of this BS with that dude doing that, because she feels like they're gonna, like, it's just gonna create more terrorism and more. Oh, that's a great picture of this guy right here. Yeah, he's kind of a moron, this guy. So then, like, you know, Avasarala doesn't agree with his methods, because now they're like, let's hit other stations and let's hit this and this. And she's like, well, there's civilians on there. Like, we can't, like, you know, and there's kids, like, you know, we can't start hitting every base that they own. This is going to like cause an entire war. Like, this is going to get out of hand. Like, okay, like, you hit one, but now you're going to go after like major civilian stations. Like, that's crazy. You're going to radicalize these people even more. And this guy didn't agree. He was like, no, fuck it. We're gonna take him down.
No, he was listening to the admiral.
Yeah, he was listening to the admiral. So she was like, you know what? I can't be a part of this.
I quit.
So I quit. Bye. So she leaves. And then so do other people that agree with her because they were like, all right, well, yeah, we quit too.
Well, it makes sense. I mean, you're about to hit one of your allies' main station because you think he'll side with the Belters.
Right. And then they were talking about hitting Mars too, I think, or something to do with Mars.
Probably behind it. I mean, it's
right.
I mean,
well, at least a faction
under the circumstances.
Right.
Yeah, but at least
selling weapons at least. Yeah.
Yeah, but like we don't know if it's all of Mars. I don't think it is. I think it's just like a very corrupt faction of Mars. Who's driving your RC car? It's
what did I think was going to happen? He was
that's my daughter. She's driving. She keeps driving a little car, bike. I didn't know you could hear that. Sorry.
It's okay. It's cute. I don't mind it. Sorry, what were you saying, Jayne?
No, I was just saying that I think, they had to have been aware that this was going to be an option on the table because we discussed it at the last meeting. So why are they now upset and walking off knowing he had a choice to make? Whether to be very aggressive.
They're walking off because it's not just one anymore. They're saying we're going to do like a lot more. And now we're talking a lot more civilians and children and stuff. And they're like, well, we don't want to do what they're doing. Like, we don't want to become the Belters and kill, millions basically of civilians like they did to Earth. And this is, again, another character development thing for Avasarala, because as we all know, she used to be pretty, hardcore when it came to like dealing with Belters. E. Clay Thomason says he was the former Secretary of Transportation or something. Yeah, he was. He was not meant to be leading right now. Shellback says mystery solved.
But he's being advised by a military admiral. So, I mean,
it's just
it's a very tough military approach versus Avasarala's more diplomatic approach.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, if I was there, I would be walking off too, personally.
I think it's because he's not listening to her. Like, this guy just pretty much is like, I feel for you, but what other targets do we have? Like, he needed to be a little more diplomatic, and she probably would have stayed. But she realizes he's calculating. He's not thinking about casualties and the after effects. He's just thinking about winning this battle now, not the war.
Yeah, and that's that's exactly it too, because she suggested some stuff like maybe we should do like some infiltrations, this and that, and he was like, well, that's going to take time, and we need to be strong now, and like, hit him where it hurts. And I like, yeah, if he was a little bit more tact, maybe she would have stayed. But what?
I did too on her part.
Right.
I think that was a good idea too, to have spies or have someone try to cut the head off the snake. And they have to have people undercover there, I'm sure.
Exactly. That's what I suggested last time. I'm like, why don't they just go undercover and try and flesh out their,
I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I'm sorry. What kills me though is kind of going with like, is she the only one that realizes all these factions will not unite under one flag, like unless they force it upon them?
because she's learned a lot about the Belters through her experience, like in the first season with I think Anderson Dawes and the other people that she dealt with.
Yeah, no, I get
they were so radicalized, right? These people haven't seen that.
You're military. You should know this. You should know there's different factions and different groups, and that, when he says this, he doesn't speak for all of them. Like, it seems like she's the only one on Earth that knows this from a group of people they've known for over 150 years. Like,
well,
it just
I don't think the military guy cares. I think he's just so hurt that his planet has been hit. He doesn't give a shit. He's like, I want to take them all out.
Yeah,
and that is a very military method as well. Like, he's just like, kill them all, let God sort them out kind of mentality.
I like Keith J says, is Marco our role model now? Great question from the Queen. Like when she said that, I was like, ooh, good one.
That's when I was like, yes, this is exactly what I'm talking about. And when everybody left, I would have left too. And basically all the people who left were their civilian leaders. Because everybody that stayed were the military people pretty much. Because they didn't want to go that route.
I don't mean to. I got to bounce. My kids are off the hook.
Okay, go, Scott. Thanks for being here.
I'm sorry. If you start later next week, I'll jump back in. I love.
We will be starting later, 7:30 next week. So
okay, cool.
Yeah.
And if anybody wants to listen to Jayne, myself, and others speak about theories with A Song of Ice and Fire or the book, Monday night at 7:30 Eastern, we are doing theories of Game of Thrones. If you don't know what Song of Ice and Fire is, we're doing theories for the book series. So check that out. And then my dumps, which are completely opposite and off the hook, but they're fun. So thank you very much for having me.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you for coming here and hanging out with us.
Anytime.
We'll see you next time.
Team Nina. Later.
Bye. So then, okay, what happened? Wait, I have to share my screen again, I think. So, I mean, I agree that I like that. Well, I mean, I like that this happened anyway, because I was expecting this to happen a while ago, because I wanted her to be, the leader. And now I'm like, okay, finally, like she's going to be the leader again. Because it was like,
but it happened so quickly though. It was like almost overnight that he was ousted and they had a vote.
Yeah, pretty much. They were like, get this guy the F out of here. He doesn't know what he's doing. And I like that she actually went back to the student and was like, I want you to work with me, but we'll get to that. So then, oh God, I cannot stand this girl. Like,
no.
Like, dude,
she's a snake.
Pick a side, like this girl right here.
Yeah.
She is. And we're not supposed to say that anymore. Can't say she's a snake anymore, Jayne. That's practicing speciesism. Speciesism, whatever the okay. So then like this girl is basically like, yeah, like Marcos is giving us orders, and like we're gonna have to do whatever Marcos tells us, and this girl is just like, okay, like I'm gonna follow you because I'm a sheep, and I'm not gonna care about what my actual captain has to say or anything. Right. And so like basically she decides to hide the fact that Naomi's alive from Drummer, which I was like, you are so annoying. Like, I hate you. And then we see.
And that wasn't even the worst thing she did this episode.
No, that was that whole. I'm going to get into that. So this is the feast that we were talking about. I'm like, seriously, like you guys you're talking about how you don't have enough food while you're having a feast. Like, why don't you, why don't you conserve a little bit? Like if you guys are running out of food and you don't know if you're going to fix this thing, when you're going to fix this thing, like
exactly,
like is there any planning going on over here? I mean, we got Amos here, which has no brain. Like he's not going to think ahead.
Right. You think Eric would have though?
Yeah, like Eric is the armless dude, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what are you doing, Eric? Like Eric was an idiot this entire episode. I was like, what the hell, man? Like,
because he kept listening to Amos for some reason.
To Timmy.
Timmy.
Okay, so this entire situation with Drummer, they are really underutilizing her. She would have shot and killed this chick already. Yeah, but that's why they took her gun.
Yeah.
She took her gun because she knows that girl is going to do something. And I agree. I think they are underutilizing her a little bit, but I feel like they kind of been building up to this moment when she's going to just go nuts, which is going to be the next episode. I was expecting it to be this episode, but she didn't. So hopefully the next episode, but it just feels like it's been a bit of a buildup with Drummer, doesn't it?
It does, but this episode did feel more like filler. at least for her storyline, because
For her,
nothing
yeah.
really happened to the end. But I mean, she always had the choice of whether she was going to try to help Naomi or not, because she didn't believe last episode that Naomi was dead. She didn't believe it. And in this episode, they get orders from Marco that don't make sense. So she would have put 2 and 2 together anyway, and it just seems like they're just stretching it out for some reason.
Yeah, see, and that's the thing that's bothered me about this season. A lot of like stretching things out, like that whole episode with Amos and that girl in the woods. No, like no, man, no, that could have been over in like 10 minutes. Like them getting here could have been done in like one episode, like 4
Right.
episodes ago. I thought that this was ridiculous.
He literally
The
could have
whole-
just called Eric, right? Like, what?
yeah, like the whole pacing was so dumb, man. I'm sorry, but like I've not been really feeling this season all that much. But
I agree.
we'll talk about that next week when it's over. I need to like hold out faith for the last episode. Like something's gonna happen that I'm gonna be into. But then yeah, so we had did I read this? Oh, Scott says, I wonder if it had anything to do with the drummer actress being pregnant in real life. I didn't know she was pregnant.
I didn't either.
That's
But why would they stretch it out then? You would think it would get her storyline over faster.
Yeah, wouldn't you just film it like ASAP and be like, hey, get out? E-Clay says, as long as they have tequila, they're good.
Yeah, but they also, it looks like they cooked a meal. They cooked a meal or something.
They cooked everything. They're having a feast. Like I was like, what is happening here? President Extortant. Thank you. Specist. That's funny. Oh, that's funny. Okay, so yeah, they're having a freaking feast, which made no sense. Like, look, they even set up the entire table with like nice glasses and shit.
Yeah.
Like what is happening here? This
normal.
This was so out of like it made no sense to me. I was like, what? Like, why?
It's so weird.
It was so weird. And then so these people show up and they're just like the staff that live on the island, like the other people. And they're like,
who should be fine because they have all these empty houses.
Well, for now, they're scared that they're not going to be fine for like forever, which that's true. They're not going to be fine forever. So they're like, well, nobody's coming. Nobody's coming to rescue us. What are we going to do?
Nobody has a boat.
Forgotten.
These rich people, nobody has a boat. Really?
A boat? I think it's frozen. Everything's frozen.
Well, they could walk then. That's even better.
That's true. They could walk. I mean, these are rich people's servants. They're not going to start walking. So, I mean, look, this person's old. The rest of them are young. Yeah. I was like, I feel
like they're just rushing it. I feel like they're rushing the pain and suffering of the fallout. It's like, you can't tell me that everybody is just dying on this island and then they're having a feast.
They're not yet, but they soon will be. And I think that's what's going on, is that they're freaking out about the future. And then this chick is just like, yeah, oh my God, we got like a ship back there, and like, let's go, everybody. Like, don't worry about it. Like, there's room for everybody. Like, here we go.
It'll be uncomfortable, but
we're all fit. Like, don't worry.
What about weight limitations? Do those exist?
Right? I don't know. Well, I don't know, because like they have anti-grav and stuff. So I don't know if that's like, well, actually, do they have anti-grav? No, because they're still going off with rockets. So never mind.
Oh yeah, they get off the ground.
Yeah. Hey, Jeff.
The new part of the tribe is here.
The new part of the tribe. I like how that guy was like, what the fuck are these people going to contribute?
Right. What can they contribute? What do they bring to the table?
But I mean, she had a good point though, because, you know, if the other tribe, like the Belters, were accepted into the human race like a little bit more, maybe they wouldn't have been nuked, or not nuked, asteroided.
I mean, I'm cool with her saving them. It's just the next decision she makes is a dumb one.
Yeah, I'm cool with her saving. I would have probably done the same with the saving the, you know, civilians. Right. But the next decision, nah, I'm sorry, but no. Jimmy says this season has been disappointing. Apart from the rock falling, nothing has happened. I agree. I'm like, what is this? What is this? Nina is definitely not feeling Clarissa. I don't feel her decisions. I'm like, what are you doing? I like her character. I just think like, what is she doing though? Like what? No, you don't let a bunch of armed weirdos get out of there. Yeah, I like Drummer too. I'm rooting for her, man. I'm rooting for her next episode to like do something. It's about damn time. So then they talk it over.
Eric is like, what?
Yeah, but again, he didn't do shit about it.
Yeah.
He's just like whatever. So then they're having a discussion about what was it, Naomi again?
Well, this was the direction to attack the Rossi,
right? And Drummer is obviously not feeling it, and
I was just like, why? You're going to blow them up. So what sense does that make? What are you talking about? What's going on? What's really going on?
Yeah, and well, I mean, obviously they're hiding stuff from her, and she's not a fool. Like she wasn't born yesterday. She understands that like there's something going on, and she's like not feeling it at all.
Yeah.
This scene I thought was it. I was like, I thought she's gonna go for it. Yeah. I was like, just do it, take her out. Like, what are these people? There's only one of her. The other people are still loyal to Drummer. So they wouldn't have tried to do anything.
I'm guessing if she comes up, if Corral doesn't check in at a particular time, her person that's on his ship gets killed.
Oh, that's true. I forgot about that. That asshole Marco.
Yeah.
So then this biatch comes over and she's like, give me your gun because like you can't be trusted, and like takes her gun.
Batch, please.
I cannot stand this girl. Like, I'd be like, no, I'm not giving you my gun. I don't trust you anymore.
I was trying to give her the benefit of a doubt, but this really crossed the line.
This was like, no. I'm sorry, but no. You don't take the freaking gun. Like
on my ship? You can take my gun on my ship? No.
Exactly. She's still the captain. Like, what the fuck? Graham says, hello, Graham, by the way, thank you for joining us. There is no anti-gravity tech in the Expanse. Yeah, I just realized.
That's right.
Sorry. They use engine thrust to generate gravity. Yeah, I forgot for a second. Yeah, because they also have like the, what's it called? Rocket fuel and all that. I mean, it would be cool if they had anti-grav. And maybe they would if they used the Expanse and actually go out and explore the freaking universe. Thought that was going to be the story, but no, here we are. We're going to be back on Earth freaking feeding weirdo island people. That's what's going on now. Jeff says, I love that Clarissa is asserting herself. She was so quiet in the books. Wait, is this chick Clarissa? Is that her?
No, Clarissa is the one with Amos.
Oh, right. I'm sorry. Oh, this scene was sweet. And her acting is amazing.
Yeah.
Like it actually like made me feel emotions.
Do you think her husband's really dead?
I don't know. I think
he was missing.
So. He was missing. I think they're just, it's like missing, presumed dead at this point because she hasn't heard anything. Though they did say, like, she did say they found her daughters or whatever, like her kid. And then she was on the way to Luna, but she hasn't shown up yet either. So I'm like, where is she? Like, it's been so long. Like, what's going on? Hello. Yeah. So maybe there's like not enough transports. Like, I don't know what's going on with that. But I thought this scene was sweet, and I really like the technology too. I know I was looking at the holographic technology of the, what's it called?
I have a question about that too, by the way.
Please ask.
The naming practice, is that he took her name? Do they both have each other's names combined, hyphenated, or is that a cultural thing?
Ooh, I'm not sure. Maybe Jeff can answer that, but I think Avasarala was his last name. I think she took his.
Okay.
But I'm not sure.
Because the route.
Maybe it's a combination. Yeah, maybe it's a combination. I'm not sure. because I know Jeff has read the book, so I'm sure he'll answer us.
And I like also how they set this scene up with her observing someone else doing it earlier in the episode. That was really cool how they did that.
Graham says Clarissa's redemption arc is one of the best parts of S5 for me. I didn't even know who she was until this season. I was like, who is she? I'm like, what? And then Jayne had to explain to me that she was like Julie's sister. I was like, who? Like I know Julie Mal because like she was part of my favorite characters like story arc. The whole reason I started watching The Expanse was because of that search for Julie. And then I'm like, who the is this bitch? Like, how did she even end up in prison? Like, what? I don't know. I didn't get it. Keith says when Christian weeps, the whole world cries. I know. I was like feeling it. I was feeling that. She's a great actress. Yeah. So then she sends the floaty name into the floaty memorial, which was kind of pretty. And I liked it. I thought this was cool. Little memorial of all the missing names. And then this chick comes up and she's like, ma'am, we need you to step up. And she's like, I'm not gonna do a coup. You guys are talking about a coup. And she's like, no, man, we're doing like an actual election. And we're gonna pick you as our as our representative.
Yeah.
And then this dude's like, I can't believe they picked you. And she's like, yeah, I want you to work with me because you're the only person that like, I trust you. And I thought that was funny. Like, I thought that was funny that she's like, I still want you to work with me because she'll still have the final say.
Yeah.
And he does have balls. I mean, like, he's not afraid to pull the trigger. So it's
she doesn't want to be in an echo chamber. I mean, if you're in that position, you have to have people on your team who disagree with you and present a different perspective on everything. So that was a great sign of leadership too.
I agree. And it also shows that she's evolved as a leader. Like she's becoming more diplomatic, more pragmatic, like all the good qualities of a leader. She's gotten it. And I think that was part of like what happened with her and her husband, like, really affected her because they were kind of separated at the beginning because of what she did before, like how she was like going to do anything to win kind of thing. I think all that stuff now she's, trying to do her husband justice, like his memory. So she's trying to be like that good person that he wanted her to be.
Right.
And I thought that was really wonderful as well. Yes, Avasarala all the way. I love her. She's great. And her costumes are fantastic. Jeff says, you tend to forget that Clarissa is the daughter of a formerly very powerful CEO, sort of a super Eric type. Yeah, I mean, I just forgot that like she even existed. Like I didn't even know. Do we remember her from a previous season? Like
barely.
I don't remember her at all.
She had a revenge plot storyline.
I've totally forgotten. I'm gonna have to go rewatch this whole series just to be like, oh yeah, her. But yeah, unfortunately, I didn't even remember her. Keith says, I was so glad she reached out to Admiral Degato. That was leadership. I agree, for sure.
Definitely.
So then I like that joke too. That was really funny. The belter and the earther. And
they finally finished it.
Yeah, and it was a funny ending. The belt doesn't have any good booze.
What was cool too is how she poured it and they showed how the liquid flows in that atmosphere. It was cool.
Yeah, I love that. I love that a lot. Because it was kind of like jelly. Like it's like what's it called? Like the gravity. It was cool. It was a cool shot. And then you have Amos trying to fix this ship, doing his thing with, I guess like he's learned some stuff being around Naomi forever. And then there's this really annoyed me. I was just like, what? Me and my husband were just like looking at each other like, seriously? Like they're just gonna let these guys go? This was dumb.
This was so stupid.
Oh my God. When she's like, no, everybody stop. Please. Like, get out of here.
Eric should have made the call.
He should have made the call. Like right here, these dudes. Boom, 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 boom.
Dead.
Done. No problems. Take their weapons and anything they got worth taking.
Mm-hmm.
And you're good. And then she's out.
And she can just sit there and cry about it.
Yeah, and I like how he was like, they're coming back. Well, if you know they're coming back, why aren't you doing something? Damn it. Like, that was so dumb. I was like, what?
It was so stupid.
Really?
But they're also stupid, too, for coming back, seeing that these people are heavily armed and clearly trained. Like, why would you even risk a couple grains of food? I mean, there's nothing there you need.
I think they wanted the ship. They realized
the ship. But almost everybody on that island had a ship. That was the whole point of them going there. That's what they said.
That's true.
But they just came back to be a-holes and for no reason.
True.
Why risk
they wanted to take their food for whatever reason. Jimmy says, hit that like button if you haven't already. Please, everybody smash that like. I really appreciate that. Thank you, Jimmy. And we have Miss Martin Muses in the house. Hi, Miss Martin Muses. Teresa. She's wonderful.
So that doesn't happen in gang turf wars. These people have established their turf. You have your turf. You don't cross.
Jeff says trying to shake down the shakedown experts. But that's the thing, too. Like, Timmy, or not Timmy. So that's Timmy. The other one. What was his name? Eric. Eric was like a big time mob boss, like back in Philly or whatever. And then now he's like a little bitch. Like, I'd be like, no. Like, this is not how you win turf wars. You shoot those people.
I get the feeling, and I don't remember, and I haven't read it, but I get the feeling that maybe Timmy Amos protected Eric or something, and he feels like he sort of owes him, or maybe looks at him like a big brother type of situation.
Yeah.
So that's why he listens to him.
I see that for sure. I agree. But it was funny though, because I was like, he knows they're coming back. Like, are you kidding me?
And he's like, oh, well, let's hope we're gone before they get back.
Yeah, like that is so strategically, that is just such a bad call. Like, such a bad call.
Everybody's looking at her like, what?
Yeah. And then so we go back to space again, and with these dudes, these two ladies. She's being all emo. Oh God, this scene. I couldn't stand this scene because she was all like, do you love us like you love Naomi? It's like, get out of here. Like, what?
Well, because if she kills that girl, she knows that their lives are going to be at risk.
Yeah. I mean, like, they're definitely all effed once she kills that girl. But
she should have just told her, no, I don't. Y'all are weak. Sorry.
Yeah. But I mean, like that. Yeah, exactly. I would have been like, well, not as much as Naomi, but just saying. But I mean, of course she loves them. Like, she's basically taking it for them. Like, she hasn't said anything, Like, of course she loves them. Why? Like, the fact that she has to question it is just so annoying. You're like, dude, grow up. Like,
she's just insecure.
So insecure. Like, way too insecure. It's like, dude, no, stop it.
Why do they have glass doors though? That's weird.
I don't know. That is weird. So then we go back to these people's conversation about the tribe and Timmy. Oh my God. Okay. And then we got to this.
Yeah.
And I was like, is this seriously right now? Like, how many minutes was this? I swear to God, this was like 32 to about... this conversation and this everything just took so long. I was like, this is the freaking 9th episode, man. Like, what is happening here? And we got like 3 minutes of these guys just talking for no reason.
And they're sitting out in the open after having pissed off people with guns.
With their backs towards where those people came from.
That's just insane.
I was just like, what is this? Like, I don't understand what's going on with the direction of this episode specifically. Like, I was like, what?
Yeah, this wasn't the best episode.
Jeff says, Ty pointed out that gunfight at this point would most likely get Amos killed before he fixes the ship. Disagree. Disagree on that, because there was like 5 people there, and the other people had the height advantage.
There wouldn't have
So
been a gunfight.
They
would
wouldn't have been a
killed them.
gunfight. They would have just killed them right away, and then it would have been like done.
Because they didn't see them either until after.
And Amos had that girl in front of him, like Clarissa or whatever, so he would have been protected. That's fine, as long as he can.
As she would have been able to stop him. She has that super speed thing.
Yeah. Well, supposedly. Well, she did take out like 20 armed guards or something like inside the building, but I was like, this is so stupid.
And there's that. So she clearly could have killed. She alone could have killed everyone out there. It doesn't make any sense.
So then she's talking about like, oh my God, like let's all be a tribe and be hippies and like go into space with our new tribe. And he figured out while he was chilling out outside with that girl, like, yeah, like this is how you fix the ship. For some reason he found out it was like something, arbitrary, which again is so dumb. Then of course they get attacked.
Right.
They get attacked. I mean, and then they're like, snipers. I was like, of course there's snipers, and they're attacking in the middle of the night. What do you think was going to happen? So then this chick is leading the flock to the ship. And then there's just more gunfire, which is stupid. I'm glad that Eric didn't die because I really like him as a character.
Right.
This chick I didn't really care about, and then she died anyway, and I was like, all right, whatever. But yeah, so she took out.
She was one of them, though. She was one of the 3 who grew up in that environment when they were kids.
Yeah, she was Eric's buddy and Timmy's buddy. And then this was funny because Eric was like, "Fuck this," and then like just fucking lifts off. Like I was like thank you, like thank you. Finally,
finally, he made a decision.
Yeah, like. We're just gonna wait until the door opens. Like, nah. Eclay says they had lookouts on the roof, but sitting out in the open's still a bad idea. Yeah, not enough lookouts. I mean, they didn't see shit, and they clearly didn't have. Yeah, and they clearly didn't have night vision, because if they did, they would have seen like heat, or like what's it called? Night vision or heat? What's it called? That heat vision radar?
Yeah.
Thermal. Yeah. You would have seen something, but no, they didn't have shit, and so they got whooped.
But see, this is that scene where it blows everything. Like, is it supposed to do that? Like, that seemed very destructive.
That was very destructive, and I think maybe that's because I don't know, maybe because it hadn't been used for a while. Because this took out the house. Like I'm like,
like this is your personal. This is like a car, right? So
yeah,
why is it doing that?
That didn't seem very. I didn't think it was realistic either. I was like, is that supposed to do that? Like, or maybe it's because it's been sitting there forever that it has like it's still malfunctioning, or maybe because the doors didn't open properly and so it didn't contain the fire because they just kind of blasted through. But I don't know. Jimmy says that Epstein drive didn't kill himself. Oh my God.
Jeff said they're street fighters, not soldiers. But the guards weren't soldiers either. Those were just guards.
They were just guards. And they were all like, oh yeah, we're like the powerhouse on the island now. I'm like, dude, are you kidding me right now? Like, get out of here.
Get out of here.
Scott says when they were about to lift off, I'm like, go, go, go. I was so into it. Yeah, I was into it too. I was like, let's get out of here.
That was so fun.
Even the scene before though, like with that girl, like what she was doing with this.
Yeah.
I was like, what are you doing? Go to the ship. Like close the freaking door. Like, they're running. Because those people think there's still like gunfire happening, but I feel like they took way too long to get to the ship. They were just trying to take these people out, and I'm like, why are you doing that? Just go. Like, I don't know. I felt like that was again, stretched out. Like I was like, why is this like this in reality, this is not what you'd be doing. You'd be running into the freaking ship. So then she died, and I was like, meh.
So sad. I thought he was going to open the
scene,
door and put her out, though.
Oh no. But in this scene, I would have liked him to see the aftermath more. Like I would have liked them to be showing what's going
crater,
on.
maybe
The crater and like what had happened, right? Because this is the first time MS is going to space for a long time, like before that happened. So I would have liked to see like that shot from his point of view of what he's seeing, the damage and everything. But that didn't happen either. I was like, this is not good. So then we get to the father and son, and Marcos.
So weird in that jacket, though. It's like a Michael Jackson jacket.
This one right here.
Yeah, so ill-fitting.
It's weird. His like it's like a space thing, but his not so much. I don't know. And then he actually surprised me here because he apologized.
It's all fake though.
Is it? Like I feel like it is too. And then he told him that Naomi's alive, and I was a little bit surprised that he told him that Naomi was alive.
He manipulated it though and twisted it. She escaped. She left us again. She left you. I mean, he knew how he was using those words to hurt this child, and that's sick.
Jeff says even Amos is not a soldier. He's more crazy than a soldier though.
Yeah.
That guy.
He's a berserker.
Yeah, he's a true murderer. Like he can take care of himself. That is the main drive, not usually or at all used to lift from planets. But is it still designed to take out a house? Like that was. I don't know if that was. I don't know. I don't know if it was meant to do that. I don't think it was. Amos saying goodbye to the Earth. Yeah, it would have been nice to see the Earth more damaged, though.
Yeah. That just suggests to me that it's not, which is again doesn't explain why everyone's acting as if it is.
Well, no, that suggests to me that they had no budget, and that's why this entire season has been a waste. Like 1 or 2 good space battles, and then they had like the asteroid hit, and then like that's it. Like nothing. 100% manipulation scene. He said she left him. Yep, it's true. You guys right. And he gets all emotional. He's all like, "My mommy left me again. My mama again. No." And then, and I think that look at him. He's just so manipulative. Like, I love you, but you don't. So then. But then it's interesting to me too, because if I was the kid, I'd be like, listen, right before that. And it's not like he hadn't had this conversation with Naomi before when she was in prison, imprisoned, because she was like, he was like, oh, the Rossi are your new family now. And she was like, yeah, actually they kind of are, because I had to go make a new family, and your dad stole you from me, and like all the stuff. And, and then here he is being like, oh yeah, we're going to use your ship to kill your new family.
Right.
So of course she's going to like try and save them or get out of there. So like if
in the last scene, he hit her.
Right. Exactly. Like,
why would she stay?
Yeah. Why would she stay with you? You treat her like shit and you want to kill her new family. So why would she stay with you? Anybody would run. Anybody would be like, get the fuck out of here. I'm not staying with you. You're weird. You're a weird kid now. And you're a murderer.
Yep.
Marcos is definitely playing on his son's emotions. Hey, Rascally Rabbit. Thanks for being here. If I have not watched The Expanse yet, should I read the books first? I can't answer that question because I haven't read the books, and neither has Jayne. Maybe Jeff would be someone that could answer that question because he has read the books. See, this is a weird question for me because I like reading books, But when it's a really good show, I
Mhm.
almost prefer not to read the books because then it just takes you out of the show because you're like, well, this isn't how they did this and this isn't how they did that. You know what I mean? Like it's just like it's so different. Like for example, with Harry Potter, like I never really read the books because I love the movies so much that I was like, I don't really want the books to ruin the movies for me. Like I don't know if that makes any sense because I did the same thing with Game of Thrones, and Game of Thrones was completely ruined for me, especially after, season 7. I was like, or season 6. When was that season where they raped Sansa?
Oh, I forget which one, but that was probably
That was it.
it was after 5 because that's when things sort of started to go off the rails.
That was it because that never happened to her in the books. So I
Right.
was like, what is this? Like, what's happening? And then, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like the books ruin it. Like, it
But they
ruins the
say
experience.
some book readers are saying that the show is better than the books, but I'm sort of the exact opposite. If I love the movie or the show, that's
Mhm.
gonna make me want to read the books to get more of the story. So
I definitely want to read these books, but I kind of want to read it after the series is over. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not one of those people that's like, okay, well, like, I definitely want to read it to get just like you. But I don't want to go ahead now because then I feel like, well, this isn't like this and this isn't like this. I just don't want that experience.
yeah.
But that's just me. But of course, I'm a huge book fan. So like, if you're gonna read it, like read it. I don't know if you should do it before or after though. That is a personal choice.
I love that the Expanse social media has where they can at least compare the book to the scenes
Mm-hmm.
and showed how they're sort of played out. So it does seem like they tried to stick as much to the books as possible, except people are saying that this season has been stretched out.
Right.
So
And
a little more time than in the books.
and then of course there's that whole thing with Drummer's character being like several characters and there is different
Yeah.
things. There's so many dogs going off right now in my neighborhood. So if you're hearing dogs in the background, that is why. Scott says perhaps that is not to happen. The craft taking off. Eric punched something to get it going. I suspect that is normal.
Yeah.
That is. Oh yeah,
He could
maybe.
have forced it to go faster, I guess.
Yeah, maybe to like break through.
Yeah.
Maybe he hit like the extra thrust or something.
Right.
You don't necessarily have to read the books first. Doesn't hurt though, and they are damn good books. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna read the books. Probably after the series is over though. Jimmy Wrangle says, I didn't read the books and the series is still awesome mostly. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Hello, Stunt Rat. Thank you for being here. It says, I totally get it. You are awesome. Thank you. Thank you. And Rascally Rabbit, you're welcome. You're welcome. Jeff says, Eric's takeoff was far from normal. Okay, yeah, that's what I figured. Because that was a bit much. I was like, just gonna take out this house. Okay, so that was a little sad, but not really at the same time. I was like, you're a stupid kid.
Yeah.
Okay, so then Naomi is doing her thing here with the helmet. So then she figures out. I think this is that's her ship. The Chatsamoka's her
I
ship.
believe so, yeah.
And then who did she see coming towards her? I think it wasn't the Rossi though. I think it was
It would have to be Alex.
Balix. I can't pause it on that scene. There it is. Screaming what? Screaming Freight Hawk? Firehawk. Yeah, Firehawk. There it is. So Firehawk I'm pretty sure is Balix's ship. So she's like, oh my God, they're still coming near me. No. And she gets all annoyed because after all the crap she did, it's still,
They're coming.
They're gonna die. They're gonna, yeah. So basically another episode wasted.
Yeah, and that's the thing I did not like about this episode. I think where we left off with her story was fine, and we should not have seen her in this episode. I think this is an episode we should have gotten more of the political stuff, more of what's happening with Holden, because he saw
Mhm.
Holden for like 5 minutes, and then come back to her in the next episode. But
Yeah, we've barely seen Holden all season, and he's supposed
yeah.
to be the main character. I'm
Mhm.
like, what is happening? Jimmy says Naomi is having such a hard time. I feel bad for her. I mean, I do too, but it's like, I don't know. It's just this whole season's making me annoyed. Ron Cook, hello. Thank you for being here. I do appreciate the Expanse, but the season's just, I don't know. Then she sees more of these dewdrops, and then she's like, oh, wait a minute. There's some sort of something going on with the water, I guess. I don't know. And then she goes into this decides to go back in there with the oxygen, lack of oxygen. And then
Yeah.
she just, goes and like clanks on the pipes. So I feel like she's trying to get water out. Whether that's to like, because it seems like here it's like she's thought of something. She's like, oh, I'm gonna do something. We don't know what.
But it's probably something to save the Alex, but I can't imagine what she would be doing.
Yeah, the only thing my husband and I came up with was like maybe she's trying to get water out so that she can short circuit everything because everything's wired, right? And water and wires don't mix. So that's the only thing we came up with. And I was like, I don't know.
Maybe she'll try to blow it herself.
I mean, that's the thing that I thought she was gonna do from the very beginning, because that's the only safe method of making sure that Rossi doesn't get blown up is to blow yourself up. So I was half expecting her to do that, like kind of like sacrifice herself.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess that's kind of like the last resort kind of thing. I don't know. Chat, what do you guys think she's doing with the pipes? Jeff, I'm not going to highlight you. You've read the book, so you know the answer. This is more for people. Ron says, I think Naomi's storyline has gone too long. That's how I felt about Amos's storyline. I'm like, dude, what? It's the 9th episode and he just went into space. Like, I was like, dude, no. Graham says, yeah, we haven't seen a lot of Holden this season. Does feel a bit weird. Yeah. I'm like, where is he? He's like the main character.
Yeah, it's so bizarre.
Maybe he's pregnant. I'm just joking. I'm so sick of this arc with Naomi. It's like, okay, we get it. Move on. Yeah, I mean, my husband was right there with you because he was like this again, like especially when like she was like, I'm going back in there with like the oxygen thing. He was like,
we just saw this.
Yeah, like, are you fucking serious right now? And that's how I felt about Amos when he was having that whole conversation with that chick, like outside for like 5 minutes. I was like, this is 5 minutes of important showtime. This is the second to last episode. You're spending it talking about random shit with this girl that dies like 5 minutes later. So you're like, what?
It
like,
makes no sense.
Like, no. And then you have Naomi's like one of the main characters too, and then she's just like banging on the ship freaking thing now, trying to get water out. I don't know what she's doing, but I was just like, what? No.
It makes no sense.
Well, at least Amos is on his way to see Avasarala now. That makes me happy. And she's finally queen again. Yeah. Like that should have happened from the very beginning. That whole.
But see, if we didn't have this unnecessary scene, we could have gotten more of Avasarala's in the political story instead of it seeming like the other guy was ousted in like 10 minutes after the meeting.
Yeah, and I like, while I agree with you, Jayne, I also think that guy was an idiot to begin with. I don't think they should have even had that like transportation guy, because it's like she saved their fucking planet. Like, she was the previous leader, and then they're like, oh, we're gonna just give the job to this travel minister guy.
They didn't trust her.
What? Like, what?
But to be fair, they also weren't aware of her growth and how she's changed. So maybe they didn't want someone as well, I mean, in many ways, it's all unhinged to some degree in her decision making. now, since they've had these meetings, she's shown that she's much more, like you said before, diplomatic, much more reasonable, and someone they can actually trust as a leader again.
That's all very true, Jayne. Scott says this season, no Holden, no Alex, no Bobby, and we're focusing on Naomi. Why? Well, Naomi's one of the main characters too. I'm not going to take that away from her, but it's just like,
it's just too long though, because they I didn't mind everybody getting their own episode. I actually liked that idea. I like for them to be separated and then learn lessons and come back together, stronger, better than ever. But like you said, they've drug out the story so much, and it's just
it's like for example, Naomi had a few episodes where she was like, learning lessons and whatever. Like there was a few episodes where she was a prisoner. What was it, like 3 or 4 episodes? And then, you know what I'm saying? Because she was on that ship for a while, and then she was on this ship for like the whole last episode doing that thing. Like it's been a while.
It's a lot.
It's just this season has just been a little bit up and down for me. Like I really thought that after the asteroid crash, it was gonna like pick up like a lot more, get a lot more exciting, but then it didn't. It became worse. I was like, oh God, like what is happening here? Elvis, it's okay, you're late, but and we're going to be wrapping it up soon. But we're just talking about our final thoughts. Next week is going to be the final episode of the season. Let me just catch up with the chat, and then we'll talk about our theories. Scott says it has been like this since episode 5 on. I'm like, what the F's going on? I feel you, dude. I feel you. I'm the same. I'm in same boat. What about you, Jayne? You feel that?
Yeah, it does. It's like Graham is saying, the pacing. It's the pacing that's the problem, and I think I don't know if they ran out of money. I don't know whether it has to do with how they're trying to set up the next season, and maybe they didn't have enough material. But it definitely, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling that they're dragging it a little bit too much.
Me too.
But yeah, it's still better than anything else on TV. Don't get me wrong.
100%. It's just that the Expanse, the previous seasons have set up the bar so high that now it's like, okay, when they do have pacing issues or when they do have certain issues, you're like, what? And I expect, to be completely honest with you, I expected this season to be like this from episode 1. Because like I said to you, Jayne, like earlier when we started this discussion, because I was like, okay, I want the Expanse to be expanding, not going back to season 1. And this is exactly what happened. Like we're going back to that plot line of the Belters versus the Marsers, whatever, Martians versus Earthers, whatever. And it just feels like it just went back, like it didn't go forward for me. And that's what I've had the most problem with. But at the same time, I was like, okay, maybe they're going to have, and that's what I'm waiting for next episode to see what's going to happen. But I was like, maybe they're going to have some alien species or something, or like the creators of the protomolecule or something to do with the protomolecule.
You do have this much greater threat still out there.
Exactly.
And everyone's ignoring it or pretending it's not real. I don't know what's happening. That's the thing that also kind of throws me off.
We've forgotten about it. It's like, I don't even know. I mean, the next season, that's the other thing, that they focus so much on Naomi's plot line and Amos getting off the planet that we still don't know what happened to the actual proto-molecule that they were going after. Remember the one that they blew up? And then they were like, well, it's blown up now. And then that chick was like, I don't know. I feel like maybe the Martians took it with like invisible ships or something like that. Like,
yeah.
So we still don't know what's going on with that. We still don't know anything. Like we've barely seen the proto-molecule at all this season. It's just been a little disappointing, to say the least. What happens when Peaches gets to Luna? She was supposed to be in prison due to the mods and the killing, or will she even get off that ship? Well, I think that once he gets there with Avasarala now in power, and like he'll probably just be like, no, like she's with me now, and like, she's useful. So like, and all like right now they need all hands on deck. Like it's not like they can just pick and choose, like who they want to be around.
Yeah.
They really need people. So I'm sure Avasarala is going to be like, yeah, whatever. Just keep an eye on her or something. I don't know. I don't see her like sending her back to prison or something.
Right.
Elvis says they follow political hierarchy. Power is hardly ever to be earned. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Hi, Zero Rewind. Ooh, the chat just totally jumped on me. Graham says Avasarala was a private citizen when the season began, and most of the cabinet was killed when Nancy's Gap plane was destroyed. That's also true, but it doesn't mean that she still should have been promoted to like leader, in my opinion. But then they have like, I don't know, they have like steps they gotta I don't know. Like this guy's in power on transportation, dude. He's
Yeah.
qualified.
Yeah.
Elvis says Scott
Especially at a
Murphy.
time
Maybe
like this.
I'm sorry, I thought that was dumb. Like when you have emergency situations, you can forego certain things, in my opinion. Like, don't they have like an emergency? Like kind of like martial law. Like when your planet is in some martial law, like don't you have like an emergency act when you can fall back to an old leader or people who are qualified to lead, like not the fucking emergency or like not the travel person. Like, I don't know. That was dumb. Graham says, wouldn't think money would be an issue. They've got Bezos bucks. That's funny. Elvis says, next week we will see what Marco's doing. I already know because it was shown in the background of main story and what Admiral Suaverte is up to and Marco's connection to Mars. Yeah, that's what I figured too. I mean, they haven't shown anything to do with that for like 3 episodes now, which has been disappointing. I'm like, what's going on? Avasarala, E-Clay says Avasarala could pardon Clarissa. Yeah, that's what I imagine is going to happen. They need all hands on deck. Scott says, I thought I read somewhere that the writers had a strike or an issue or something to do with the unions of the Writers Guild. I'm wondering if that had something to do with it. Wow, I didn't hear about this.
I didn't either.
That would create issues though, because I remember back in like late 90s, early 2000s, when they had that writer's strike and the guild went on strike for a while, all the shows suffered. Like every single show had like major issues because they didn't have good episodes.
The writing though, I mean,
yeah, because they didn't have writers. They didn't have good writers. All their good writers left. Well, back then. I don't know what is the case here, because it's like your intern becoming like the showrunner, or like the show writer. You're gonna have gaps because it's gonna be like what.
I wonder about that though, because the writers for this show seem really committed to it. Mm-hmm. Remember, this is a show that was sort of like only brought back because of the fans.
Yeah.
So would they really risk that goodwill over a contract dispute?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to read about that. I haven't heard anything about some sort of writer strike. Just as the Expanse just started production of season 6. Well, that's good. That's good news.
Very good news.
Scott says, I could be wrong. I'm not sure. I thought I heard something about it. That's possible. There's so much stuff going on. Mm-hmm. Serial Rewind says writers are committed to their paychecks. Yeah, he's a writer. He would know. So final thoughts, Jayne, for next week's season finale. Jayne.
I really, can you hear me?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm having technical issues here with our internet. I really want to see Drummer kill Corral. Just get that over with.
Thank you, please.
I want to see Alex figure out what's actually going on with Naomi's ship so they don't get blown up. And I don't want to believe that Philippe has gone back into the same mindset that his father manipulating him into. I want him to get some clarity and realize his mom is a good person, his dad isn't, and maybe be the one to actually take him out. But I don't see that happening in this season. And Holden, I don't even know. We've seen so little of him that I don't even know what to expect or what to even wish for for him in the next episode. I just don't know.
I don't know either. I kind of feel like I wish something would happen with damn proto molecule. Like, let's go back to what's important here. Like, I don't know. Keith says the Barkeith was burning away from the sun after they dropped off the frigates. Maybe we find out where it went. That's interesting. Jimmy says, I need Philippe and Marco to die. That would satisfy me a lot. Well, Jeff said that they're not going to kill off Marco in this season, which makes me annoyed because I kind of want him to die too. Because if he lives,
done with his storyline.
Yeah, if he lives, that means that the next season is also going to be about this whole Belter bullshit. And I'm not interested in this season, like this storyline anymore. Like I seriously want them to go to the freaking Expanse, like go and figure out what's going on with the aliens and all that stuff. I wanted like more of the eye, like in the first season or the I'm talking about from the other planet. Like I wanted more stuff like that. Like what's going on with the aliens that she captured? What was that vision? What is that, like the stuff with the extraterrestrial stuff like that, like the molecule creators and stuff like that. Like that's the stuff I want to know. That's why I got interested in this show, not because of the little petty squabbles of like freaking Belters and whatever. I liked when the Belters, like for example, like sacrificed themselves to open the gate. Like I thought that was cool. Like I was like, this is why Belters are dope, because they're not afraid of anything. They'll do stuff. Like they'll be the first to like head on out there into space because they're so brave and they've done so many cool things with their lives in space. And now it's like we've just gone away from that to like, oh, Belters are just petty assholes that just want to like, focus on the stupid war with the Inners. Like, who cares? The Inners is over, man. Like, you have a freaking entire universe at your disposal now.
Yeah, it didn't make any sense.
Mad Mardigan is here and says, alrighty, I made it. What did I miss? Did we win? You missed the entire show. I don't even know if you're into The Expanse, but if you are not, Mad Mardigan, please go and watch The Expanse. It's a really good show, despite what I'm talking about right now. Don't let that fool you. It's still one of the best sci-fis around. Toxic Man Blues here. Hello. I'm here for the watch hours. I usually don't associate with friends of Kong. That's hilarious. I love Kong.
Me too.
Are you Team Kong, Jayne?
Yes, absolutely.
Yay! See, this is why we're good friends, because Jayne is Team Kong just like me. And also, you know who else is Team Kong?
Who?
John Talks.
What?
Yes, he's Team Kong. And I was like, I'm so happy right now. This is why we're friends. Yeah, so we're all Team Kong here. Mad says, oh, The Expanse. I made it 3 minutes into the first episode and gave up. Yikes. You have no attention span. That's all right. Jimmy says, Godzilla for the win. I disagree. I hard disagree with you. Definitely Kong. Team Kong, baby. I kind of want them to team up against the humans and just kill all the humans, but that's probably just me. Zero Rewind says, I'm Team Godzilla, Nina, and we need to fight like Godzilla. We'll fight Kong. Well, I'm sorry. You are wrong. Kong is never wrong. That's right. He's the best. Anyways, Jayne, I don't want to keep you. So just my final thoughts. I don't know what to expect from Holden. I think he's gonna go after Naomi either way. I don't know what's gonna happen with stupid Naomi, but she's doing something with the pipes. I think we're gonna find out all the stuff that Elvis mentioned about the Mars thing. What's going
I forgot
on?
about that.
Yeah, Mars protomolecule. I think they probably got the protomolecule. We're gonna find out like who's involved with the Mars attack, like the Belter attack with Mars and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna find out what of
That's
us
a
are
lot
always.
to find out in one episode, though.
It's true, but we're gonna find out what we're gonna like. We're gonna find out certain things though, like Avasarala, what she's gonna do as a leader. What's the next step? How Amos and what's her face are gonna reach the Rossi crew if they're gonna finally unite. I don't know. If we're
Do you
even
think
see that.
I mean, considering how the season's gone so far, do you really think we're going to get anywhere this season? Because I almost feel like everything you're saying, which is great, is going to be next season.
I hope not, Jayne, because I'm like, no. I feel like you might be right though, because of what Jeff said. Because Jeff said they're not going to kill him off this season, and I was like, God damn it.
Yeah.
No, I really want them to get rid of all of this bullshit and go
I
back to
know.
Expanse. I'm not happy. There you go. Graham says that he's definitely with me. Kong and Godzilla versus humans, though humans are squishy and they suck. Yeah, they just
Squishy.
Stieg is here. Hello, Stieg.
Hey,
Thank you so
Stieg.
much for dropping by to drop a like and some support. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Alvis says Holden will not get to Naomi. Drama will intercept him, and then maybe she'll break off with her ships and join the Rossi versus the Martian Free Navy that Marco sent with her, and that's possible for sure. I mean, Drummer's gonna have to do something, man. This whole season's been a freaking build up for her to do something, and if she doesn't do anything next episode, I'm gonna be like freaking pissed.
She has to. She has
she's
to
gonna
make a
at
move.
least stab that other girl. Like I don't
Yeah.
know, but
Even if it's the last scene of the episode.
yeah, something. I mean, like there's been parts of the Expanse, like as a series as a whole, that has been surprising. Like, so they've done surprising things before, but I feel like this season has been the most predictable one. Like it's been just so like, oh, this is what we're gonna do. I don't know. Like it feels like some of the stuff that we're talking about is gonna basically what happened.
Yeah.
I don't think they're gonna have a lot of time though. Fuck, I wish the season was longer. 10 episodes?
Yeah, longer episodes maybe.
Would be nice. Scott says the final better be epic, otherwise heads are going to roll. I agree, man. At least give us a freaking amazing space fight or something. Stieg is asking if they're following the books closely. They have been. They have been following the books very closely. From what I understand, I don't know how closely this season has been. It feels like they're trying to stretch it out a little bit, like we were talking about before. But that is a question for Jeff Baylor in the chat because he's our resident book expert here.
Yeah.
Jimmy says, see you all next stream, peeps. I got to run. Held the chat. Thank you, Nina and Jayne. You're welcome. See you next week. It's going to be epic. We're going to be talking for a while next week, probably because, it's the season finale and everything. Yeah. Toxin Manflu says the drummer storyline fizzles out. This is going to be a disappointing season. I agree. Yeah. I'm going to be really disappointed if she doesn't do anything. And it's going to be like, oh, we're going to go after like Marco next season. Like, no. E-Clay says, I hope Alex and Bobby finally get out of that ship for an epic bathroom break. That's funny. And they do need to go. They do need to leave that. They've been in the same seats for like 3 episodes. It's like, what is happening here? Graham says,
all happening over like a day, right?
I know. It's just, but this is
why stretched out to death.
It's so stretched out because, like, remember the last season when they were on the planet, I think it was last season, right? Yeah. When they were on the planet with the like they like the time, like they were there for a while. Like all the stuff that happened,
Yeah.
it was a good long while that they were there. And this season just seems like it's a span of like a week or something. That's why we can't even figure out how long Amos has been on the planet. Like we're like, how long has it been? Like
Yeah.
it feels like it's been months, but it actually hasn't. It's been like a week or two max. Graham says, I agree the season should have been longer. Usually these kind of shows have too many episodes. Not the case here.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I want it to be longer. If they're just
maybe
gonna...
it should have been shorter. I mean, because it's drug out, maybe they just shouldn't have tried to create so many episodes.
I was just going to say that. Like maybe it's not the solution to make the show longer, actually, because of how much it's been stressed out. Maybe they should have done in like less episodes so they don't have... It just doesn't feel so draggy. You're like, okay, let's go. Like, what's happening? And then Jeff says, I'm anticipating a big space battle. Yeah, I am too. I hope something's going to happen.
Yeah.
And we don't know what's going to happen with Tycho. Like, Scott is talking about here. We don't even know who the new leader is for Tycho Station. Like they killed off Buddy. What was his name? I always forget.
Oh, Fred Johnson.
Fred Johnson, thank you.
I mean, presumably they've all been absorbed into the Free Navy. Right?
Presumably, I don't know. I guess.
Everything that was once Belter led is all theirs now, right?
But they still need to have a leader for the space station, and they don't have anybody there. Like the main dude that was his second in command is now in with Holden on the Rossi, and Drummer is like off doing her own thing. Like,
well, we know he had people there, so maybe those people just sort of stepped up, but they're nobodies. So
they're nobodies. Yeah, nobody cares. Nobody cares about Tycho anymore. It was only like a really important, step in the the whole series, like all of season 3. But who cares? It's gone now, or nobody gives a shit. I just feel like Graham says, I just feel like they skipped a lot of stuff to try and cram all the different storylines in. It feels very weird. Memes, hello, thank you for being here. Elvis says, Jeff says, I think Drummer's future is going to be bigger and better. Ooh, that's a hint. Graham says, season 4 worked because there was only one main storyline. Here we have, half a dozen? Yeah. It feels so, like, all over the place.
Yeah, like I said, it could have been done better. We've seen this done before where each character gets their episode and then they come back together. We've seen that in The Walking Dead. It used to be done well before, last couple seasons. But
I agree.
It's just whatever story they chose from the book, they maybe should have chosen a couple more, or they should have reduced the episodes so that it makes sense. Because you have people we don't, like you said, we don't know the time span. We don't know where they are or why they're still there. It's a lot of sitting around.
Yeah, Graham is right too, because the Free Navy isn't that large at this point. There's only 10 or 15 ships.
But that's the Navy. That doesn't include all their bases and all the people who are supporting them.
That's true. And now that basically Marcos has given them the ultimatum, you're either with me or you're dead, it's probably bigger.
And these are badass ships too. I mean, these are Martian ships, so it's not like your random ship.
Jeff says, I think season 5 and 6 are going to be a big season for storylines. Well, season 5 is almost over.
Yeah. Season 6. I hope so, especially since they're supposed to be preparing for a time jump.
I don't like this sentence because you're like, I think season 5 and 6 are going to be big for storylines, and we are on season 5, and I'm deeply disappointed.
One big season together combined.
Oh God, that is terrible. That means we're gonna be just talking about this stupid free Navy shit for all of next season. This is gonna be
Correct.
awful.
Yeah.
Ah,
This is
that's that.
and that probably makes a lot of sense that this is just part of one big storyline.
If
These two
that's
seasons.
the case, the season, or if that's the case, the Expanse ended for me after season 4 because I'm gonna be like, what the f is this? Like,
Yeah.
this is not the Expanse I fell in love with.
Yeah. If they don't give
But
me more Holden, I'm going to be very disappointed.
yeah, me too, man. Like, where's Holden? He's MIA this whole entire season. Balix has been like, just sitting there, like doing nothing,
Right.
just flying
Probably
around. They're not even doing it. It's really annoying.
lookouts, I guess. I don't know.
Anyways, final thoughts before we end
That's
the
it.
show.
That's
Yeah.
all. That's all,
Okay.
folks.
Abadi, that's all, folks. Do you want to tell everybody where they can find you?
Oh, yeah. You can find me on YouTube where I post movie and television reviews and pop culture commentary. You can also find me on Twitch where I play Fortnite and die a lot, but it's a lot of fun. On Saturdays at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time, I host Just Topics with Jayne, where I talk about the week's pop culture news. And on Saturdays at 6 Central, you can catch me on Rogue Entertainment, which I think for now is on Miss Nina Infinity's channel. If
Yes.
you like Game of Thrones, you can catch me and Scott discussing Winds of Winter on A Song of Ice and Fire on Mondays at 6 Central on Sporking News Podcast. And you can also find me on Twitter and Instagram at Jayne Theory.
Aw, that's lovely, Jayne. I'm glad that you were here today. Thank you so much for showing up because I know you were in the middle of a family thing.
Yeah,
So
I
I
had the
really
time
appreciate you.
It's fine. I made it.
You did. Oh, Curtis just showed up and we're leaving. That's okay. You can catch the replay. We did talk about a lot of stuff. So please watch the replay, Curtis. Good to see you though. Thank you. Ron says, great stream night, y'all. Yes, everybody, thank you so much. Just so you know, if you're a follower of my channel, which I hope you are, I do Good News Fridays. So if you're interested in hearing good news instead of bad news, come to my show on Fridays. Saturdays, I host Rogue Entertainment. And on Wednesdays, I'm on John Talks' channel where we talk about politics and different things like that. So if you guys are interested in all that, subscribe to John Talks and come there on Wednesdays where I talk about that kind of stuff. And we will see you guys all next week for the season finale. Yay! Have a good day, everybody. Bye.